Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a 2-page layout using the Marigold collection by Maggie Holmes. And this is going to be a little bit of a longer video for me. I guess I kind of go usually from anywhere 6 to 10 minutes, and this one's about 12, 13, but there is a lot of mixed media. And then I actually finally dig into the flower kind of washi tape that came, I guess not came with the collection, but I bought with the collection. And it did take me a while to actually figure out how to put it together. So what I'm doing here, I am going to use 3 different colors of Distress Oxides and do kind of the smushing packaging technique. This is actually going to be on page 2, but I knew it was going to take me a little while, at least for it to dry. And so I wanted to start with that. And then I move on to page 1 once this is done. I do kind of need to figure out, I guess in my mind, I wanted more of maybe a watercolor look, not so much splotchy, I guess is what I'll call what mine looks like. So something I definitely do need to work on, I guess, but we'll get there. So I knew that on opposing ends of the layout, I guess I'll call it, I wanted them to be the same. And so I grabbed that floral piece of paper and cut 2 pieces because I wanted it, on the other side on page 2 as well. But felt it was kind of too sharp, I guess. And so I decided to add that ripped music sheet to the left hand side, and then this pretty floral, I ripped that on both ends and added it, and I really like the way that turned out better instead of just the straight line. So this is actually from Easter, and so I figured the music notes worked out perfectly. We do lots of singing, of course. And so I also have the bow paper that is going to be going horizontal, and that is going to carry over across both pages as well. But when I had everything laid out, the white was just too stark white for me. So I did the packaging technique on this page as well. And again, the same 3 colors, and really just kind of moved it around. I am going to have a kind of a longer title, and I knew that, but again, I just felt like the white was too white, even though I was going to have a longer title. It's just not a huge title, I guess. And so I did some mixed media on that one as well. And again, it turned out more splotchy than I was hoping. Something I'll just have to keep working on and practicing. So then I'm going to do the same thing on page 2, with the same papers, rip it, and about the same length. I know that the pink paper is the same size, but obviously when you rip papers, they're not always going to be identical. So I just tried my best to make them about the same width. That looks like it's a little bit wider than it was on page 1, but it is what it is. I have these 2 photos here in front of the Easter cross, and so I did end up trimming one of them down, that one. I thought I did the height too, but I guess I just did a little bit off the edge. I then grabbed my Heritage project pad to see if there was a color that matched. A lot of Maggie Holmes, her collections, the colors match really well, but I wanted to double back those photos and didn't really find one in the project pad that matched. So I kind of moved on with the bows and taped that down, and then went to my cardstock stash and grabbed what appears to be quite an old piece of cardstock, because when I come back with it, you can definitely see that the sun faded it a little bit. But I've kind of figured what better way. So on the edges, you can kind of see it's faded a little bit, but it's not going to be, the background paper And so I used what wasn't faded, and even if it is, even if it's a little bit lighter, I feel like it would match this layout anyways. So just if, I guess if you're new to scrapbooking, make sure that, you know, the cardstock is not directly in the sun. I have kind of learned the hard way. It's not the biggest deal, I guess, but I have, since I've rearranged the she shed, I have kept that in mind to keep my papers out of the sun. I will be doing a new she shed tour shortly. I have to get everything organized and actually get around to taping it. So I'm very close to doing a new tour. I started redoing it this summer and have bought a bunch of new furniture to help with storage. So stay tuned for that. So this is the flower washi tape that I was talking about. It actually comes as petals and you have to put them together yourself. It took me a while. The stuff that I ripped off first did not align with I guess the instructions there that came on the back of the packaging. And so I kind of have those stuck to my desk to the side and decided to kind of see if I could rip off something else. And when I did, those were all kind of in order. So it came together a lot quicker. I love the way that these look. I actually will do one on page 1 as well. I know I was kind of talking during that one, but, and I move that so you can see it a little bit better as well, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So back to page 1, I am going to double back the photo, same color as the pictures on page 2, and then I'm going to put the bow paper, align that up with page 2. It just helps kind of bring the two pages together, I guess. You know, a lot of times we'll just use the same papers, but then other times I will, you know, have the stripe all the way across or have like a big square that's cut down the middle and overlaps page 1 and 2. So once I get the photo done, I grab my Paige Evans little alpha stickers. They're like a rose gold almost. On the sticker sheet for Marigold, there is a big phrase that says joy. The first thing that came to mind is joy comes in the morning. And this is Easter. And so I don't know, I looked it up to see what verse that was from, and what I did find was that the verse came from Psalms, but it almost talks about the resurrection as well. So I was thrilled, I guess, because I just could not get that phrase out of my head, and decided that's what I wanted the title to be. And so that is what it is. So now I go back to the washi tape, and again, this time I'm trying to use up what I have laid out next to me sticking on my desk, because obviously I don't want to keep those there the whole time and then kind of go back to the roll of washi to get what other pieces I need. So unfortunately that does kind of blend in with the background, but I think in person you can see, and it's just a fun way to kind of make a flower, to make an embellishment, I guess. I don't know that I've really ever seen another one in, I guess maybe any of the major paper collections, but I am making those two florals, washi florals, into, you know, a cluster. This is when I decided to move the photos. I did not like how the left hand side of page 2 was so kind of wide open. So, and then the flower really blended in with that green floral background, that washi flower. So I did move that over a little bit so it covers up some of the white. Some of the glue stuck to the paper, so I'm just kind of rubbing that off. and then fixing my flower. But I am going to, like I said, add to those flower pieces to make them into clusters. So that kind of yellow phrase sticker says memories, and I tucked a smaller kind of teal flower behind it. And then going to the sticker sheet, I found a sticker because I wanted some sort of embellishment on that right hand side of the paper. I didn't want just the paper. It just seemed too plain to me, even though the patterns are so busy. But there was that sticker, and it says, "You are the light of my life," and just thought that was kind of perfect too. So I tucked a floral piece underneath and added a bow, and then went back to page 1 to kind of finish off a cluster. And I wanted to document, you know, Easter and the year, so that's why I used that kind of, oh, I don't even know what it's called. I want to say banner sticker, but anyways, and I tucked a floral underneath, added a couple other colors of florals, added a bird just because I have a hard time using up the animals, so I figured why not tuck a bird in that cluster. So I decided once I have kind of all my clusters done, I do go back and pop most of, or not most, but some up on some foam tape in each cluster. I really just wanted to give it some dimension, and so I do, I don't know, some of the smaller floral pieces I pop up, and quite honestly, I am not sure what I'm doing. Now I know. Sorry. I went back to the paper pad to find kind of a plain colored piece of paper, even like a more plain pattern paper, to add to the bow paper going across the page. And so I found that striped paper and just cut off the kind of teal color and added another stripe across the page there. I just felt like it needed something else as well, and so I like the way that looks. Now I must go back, and maybe I do it off camera, I don't know, but pop some stuff up on some foam tape. So there's that memories sticker I'm going to pop up on foam tape, and one of the smaller hearts, maybe I already did that, but then this bow I also decided to pop up on some foam tape to give that top right a little bit of dimension as well. And I really just like the way that this turned out. I am newer, I guess, to Maggie Holmes within the last year, I guess I will say. And most of what I have completed with her collections are kind of heritage layouts. So it was fun to dig in for myself, and I thought the colors worked well for an Easter layout, which I usually struggle with. So I'm really pleased with the outcome of this layout, and I hope you guys enjoy, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.